Hey guys, Tom here with cellphonetrek.com, and today we're going to go ahead and do the Droid X versus Droid 2 review. This is going to be a side-by-side comparison, give you an idea of the difference between software, hardware, all those goodies, and whether or not it really matters. So before we go ahead and do that, Facebook, Twitter, you got them, I know you do. Add Cellphone Trek. It's pretty simple. Just type in Cellphone Trek in the search bar, we'll pop up, hit like, hit follow us, and it's just that simple, and you'll be privy to all the Cellphone Trek information. So thank you for doing that. Let's get into the review. All right, we have the Droid X here on the left, and on the right we have the Droid 2. It's pretty good stuff. Both are Android-based phones. Both are for the big V, Verizon. 3.7 inch versus 4.3 inch. 0.6 inch difference between the two phones. If size really matters, go with the Droid X. Now, if a crisper screen, go with the Motorola Droid 2. The Droid 2 and the Droid X have the same number of pixels, but with a larger screen, there's less number of pixels per square inch on the Droid X, so you're going to have a crisper clean with the Droid 2. If Android size matters to you as well, Motorola's Droid 2, I'm sorry, they're both Motorola, so we'll do 2 and X. That's how we're going to name it. I'm tripping up on my words here, I apologize. The 2 actually runs 2.2 right out of the box. The X still currently running 2.1, however updates are coming. Both are running the same user interface. It's a modified version of Motoblur. Motoblur, Motorola's social networking user interface that they have. Both have the ability to run live backgrounds. As you can see, very, very similar. Very little difference between them. They both have this, in my opinion, annoying little like braille system down here across the bottom. I'm just not a fan of it. We have We have slider QWERTY keyboard versus just candy bar style phone. Both phones weigh relatively the same, except the Droid X is much skinnier, except for this little hump where the camera is housed. Camera comparisons, we have both have dual LED flash. However, the Droid 2 has a 5 megapixel autofocus camera with only DVD quality resolution. Now, if a camera isn't your big thing and you really want a slided keyboard, obviously you're going to want to go with the Droid 2. But if you can live without a slider keyboard and you want a really, really nice camera, I'm going to have to suggest that you go with the 8 megapixel autofocus camera with 720p HD recording capability here on the Droid X. And you only have a 3.5 millimeter headset jack for out purposes. Here you actually have a mini HDMI port, which you can go right to an HD capable screen, an HDMI ported screen. Both have a dedicated camera key located on the sides right here. Both have volume rocker bars. But the difference is 2.2 versus 2.1. Now don't get me wrong, the actual Droid X here has extremely nice quality skin. It has beautiful live backgrounds. It has great picture clarity. Supports Verizon's 3G mobile hotspots as well. This new and improved QWERTY keyboard is also extremely nice. It's a little smaller. It's smaller in the hand. It's not as wide. It's not as long. If you don't need or want a very large screen that's 4.3 inches, if you're okay and content with 3.7, this might be the phone for you. But you have a trade-off where it's thicker and it's a little heavier than the Droid X. And the Droid X, granted, a little wider, a little taller, but it's not as heavy. And you have these hard keys versus haptic feedback. You don't have the slider thing to contend with. And you have a nicer camera. You have the same number of flash. Battery life is exactly the same in our tests. You have the same user interface. Now the only difference is 2.1 to 2.2, and eventually you're going to get that upgrade, so that's really a null issue as well. You know, pricing is exactly the same as well. $199.99 with 2-year contract extensions. If I had to guess at who was going to get a holiday discount, I'm going to say Droid X. Droid X, I feel, is going to get a definite holiday kickback. Why they made the Droid 2, I'm not 100% sure. It doesn't have, they both are running a 1 GB processor, both have 8 GB of internal storage, but the Droid X comes with a 16 GB internal, a 16 GB micro SD card fully installed when you purchase the phone, and the Droid X only comes with an 8 GB, so 16 versus 24 right off the bat. Both are expandable up to 32 gigs, however. Camera quality, we'll hold down the camera keys here, show you the camera differences. Both have geotagging capabilities. I know they're down here on the ground, so I apologize. Pushing the button here. Both are extremely quick at taking photos. But as you can tell with the 8 megapixel, it's just a much nicer camera. You can easily switch between video and camera mode. You can do that as well. You drag that out, switch to. You can select your different scenes. You know, this is auto. That's on steady. Here's on auto, so they're exactly on the same thing. We'll take photos of one another to get the idea. So we'll switch right into the camera modes here. So again, I didn't take a very good photo with that, but here, as you can tell, very crisp, clean photos, extremely nice. Why should you, I mean, who really wins this? Well, it just depends. I'd have to say, personally, the Droid X wins. I'm not a fan of full QWERTY keyboards. If you are, please voice your love of QWERTY keyboards in the comments below. If you're a fan of a smaller screen, if you think that the Droid, you know, X is too big, well, you're crazy. It's not. Sure, it looks big. Sure, it's menacing. I mean, look, get you an idea of what everything looks like. And you know, you can put the entire silhouette of the Droid X shines around and through. Get you another Verizon phone here to give you more of a size comparison. Here's the Fascinate for Verizon as well. And they're gonna get some Fascinate love on a little later. But to get you an idea, I mean, this is 4 inches, this is 4.3. I mean, if you think the Droid X is too large, you definitely have to go with the Fascinate is too large as well, even though that's a 4-inch screen. I mean, they're dang near identical. The only thing that I could see that you would go ahead and be a little unhappy with is the fact that it does have this little like half pipe right here. You know, besides that, you know, it's not that much of an issue. We're gonna go home here. Both have extremely great call quality. Say goodbye to the Fascinate, guys. Both have extremely great call quality. Both have full HTML browsing. Now you do have Flash 10.1 with 2.2 on the Droid 2, but when you get the 2.2 update, you're going to have that as well. So that shouldn't stop you from wanting to purchase the Droid X. So I think overall, it's a lighter, thinner device with better web browsing, better game playing on the Android market. You just have more room, and with more room on the screen, you just have more options. Sure, you have less pixels per square inch, but really it doesn't affect the quality of the phone. They both have 1 gig processors, so thumbs ups for both of these phones, seriously. Again, my name is Tom with cellphonetrek.com. Go to cellphonetrek.com and you can learn about the latest phones and their accessories. We're also, again, like I said, Facebook and Twitter. Check us out there. And thanks for watching this video, and I hope you have yourself a great day.